Off we go from Columbia in a top 25 showdown between Missouri and Florida. Isabel Martin with the first swing of the night. On the slide, Colleen Finney uses the hands. From the middle, that goes into the net, and Missouri gets the scoring started in set one. You know the emotions are going to be high on both sides tonight. These first, 10, 12, 15 points are crucial on both sides.
Absolutely. These are the games that you look forward to, and definitely going to be some nerves getting in and out to get used to and settled to this atmosphere.
Kiara Elise Perez-Catales sails it long on the serve, even at one apiece now. Those are the things super early, right? Second point of set one. Those are the things you can't afford to give Florida, though, unforced errors.
Absolutely. Limiting errors is going to be critical against a team as good as Florida.
Scooped up in the back row. That's Ellie McKissick, the libero. Roll shot is picked up by Vernon, and a poke over for Missouri. Marina Crown over the setter.
Such a good awareness there by Crownover to know that that ball was tight and to just take it with assertion. Setters are so good at those 50-50 joust balls.
Missouri can match Kentucky for first place in the SEC with a win tonight. Florida can pull within a half game and jump into second, and they might need a lot of that. Kennedy Martin on the swing.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Kennedy Martin tonight, and so that will have to be a big focus for the Tigers, getting forehands up in front of her.
More than 5 kills per set for Kennedy Martin this season. That's third most in all of college volleyball. Ellie McKissick to serve for the Gators. And she's got an ace.
Such a great placement there. You could see Florida was trying to target Michael Vernon as she's the outside hitter, wanting to get out there to hit. She kind of left a little bit early.
Top 5 in the SEC is Ellie McKissick, the fifth-year libero, now 31 aces on the season. A 4-year starter in the libero jersey for the Gators. Vernon on the near pin, goes into the block. Jordan Iliff, 4 off the pin on the far side. She's got her first kill of the night.
Iliff is going to be another player to watch here in this matchup on that right side, even out of the back row. She is going to bring so much to this Tigers offense.
Always a threat to get a set anywhere she is at on the floor. Front row, back row, it does not matter. Parks sets from the middle, turned back by the Mizzou block. It's point Missouri, just a little bit wide of the line from AC Fitzpatrick. Parks back set. This is Martin, had to just midair. Vernon with the left. Tight to the net. And Mizzou's in the net. That's Michael Vernon, point Florida. Gators have tied it up at 4. Seven straight wins for Florida entering the night. 9 consecutive for Missouri. Neither team has lost in over a month. Crownover, back set. That's Iliff who goes off speed. Now Martin from the back. Wide left of the line. Point Tigers. Michael Vernon, the senior, rotates back to serve. Off the slide, poke down the line. Great play by Maya Sands. Oh my! Fitzpatrick picked up by Crownover. Iliff on the pin, and she tools the block. What a play by Maya Sands to begin it.
Maya Sands, check out this play. She is down the line. She is able to get under that ball, but then also read and react to get it back over the net. Those are the points that keep you in matches like this, that scrappy hustle.
I mean, that's unreal from Maya Sands. Nobody's getting that one. Martin from the back row is lethal.
Martin's ability to hit at such a high level out of the back row makes it so difficult on defensive players because you have to be thinking about all three of your front row attackers and then also that element out of the back row as well.
You get somebody like that to rotate out of the front row, you think, oh, sigh of relief. Not the case with her. She gets swings from everywhere.
Absolutely not. Yes, she is phenomenal in both front and back row.
Florida's called for a net violation here. Missouri stretches the lead to 2.
Now serving number 6,
Kaylin Rush, the sophomore hometown kid from here in Columbia, on to serve. Parks back set, into the block, and it's stuffed away by Janet Demaray.
That is what the Tigers are going to need tonight. Their middles closing this block so nicely. You see Finney comes over, but Janet Demaray pressing back into the court, all 4 hands. Huge discipline. That is what is going to be the X factor.
Worst in the SEC in blocks is Missouri, as Isabel Martin has the response for Florida, but they got 11 in a 3-set win over South Carolina. You continue to get that kind of performance, it will match what your elite offense has already done this season.
Absolutely, and what's so critical about having a good blocking presence is it makes it so much easier on your defenders behind to line up correctly. So even if you don't get that stuff blocked, you can sometimes slow a hitter down or also put your defenders in a better position to get the dig.
Well, after the block, Janet Demaray tags the back line for her first kill tonight. Yeah, Maya Sands can clean up a lot in the back row, but if you get your block on pace as well, it just makes it a little easier for her.
Absolutely, that allows them to set up nicely behind, have a clear lane to play defense.
Crownover chases it down in a free ball from Sands. Parks sets, this is Martin, roll shot, blocked back by Finney. Dumped over, Sands is there. Iliff, overpass back to Missouri. Demaray buries it.
What a swing by Janet Demaray, but check out this save here on this first part of the play. Iliff is able to keep that ball alive, which allows her team to continue playing on, and then ultimately this out-of-system ball, Janet Demaray goes up at such a high contact point and still takes that rip.
She's the go-to when Mizzou's out of system, is Demaray usually.
Absolutely.
Off the slide, Finney down the line, cannot be picked up by McKissick. Missouri indictment in Columbia this week, and out of the timeout, it continues for the Tigers on the ace from Jordan Iliff.
The buy-in across different sports within the athletic department and throughout the Columbia community is on display here tonight.
57th ace of the season for Jordan Iliff. That's 3rd most in the nation. Martin, too strong down the line. Point Missouri. The Tigers are rolling. The last 5 scored by Missouri. Martin finally has the answer as she rolls it off the block.
That was such a phenomenal pass and serve receive there from a really tough serve from Jordan Iliff, but keeping that ball in system allowed Martin to have that space to take that swing.
A 2-time All-American at UNLV comes here for her 5th and final year in Gainesville. Couple points in a row scored by Florida now on the ace from Parks. True freshman setter from Clearwater, Florida, who was a first-team high school All-American last year. The slide, here's Finney, tools the block, point Missouri.
Finney and Crownover have been connecting so well on this slide attack. You can see the tempo. She's taking off in the air already as that ball is coming out of Crownover's hands. She knows exactly where to expect that ball, which allows for that connection.
Serve a little bit long this time from Kiara-Lise Perez-Catala. Florida's back within 5. Crownover pushes to the near side with Vernon. It's a dart cross court.
This is such a good in-system pass here. You can see Crownover has all 3 options. She goes out to Vernon and she's able to cut inside of that block.
First kill tonight for Michael Vernon, the team's leader for Missouri at nearly 4.5 kills a set. Overpass, and it's a point, Missouri.
Heads up play there by Reagan Haith, knowing that that setter is in the back row, so she cannot contact the ball over the plane of the net.
Marks with a set to Kennedy Martin, scooped up by Eilif. And the overpass has sailed too long. Point, Missouri.
Those are points as an attacker you really don't want to give away. When you are given that free overpass ball, those are ones you want to take care of.
From the middle, she checks in and makes an impact immediately.
Here we can see this in-system ball. Thomas is in the air as it's connecting with the setter's hands. She's up and just over top of that block, beating it before they're able to get established.
Big role for her this year for the first time. Redshirted as a freshman 2 years ago, played in 3 total matches last year in her second season. This is already her 18th of the season. Crownover sends it into the block of Florida.
Fitzpatrick was so disciplined on that ball, knowing that Crownover was going to take the swing, got up and ready and over.
Vernon, no touch. Point Gators. Florida pulls within 5. Marina Crownover, the red shirt sophomore setter, transfer from Texas, serving. Kennedy Martin paints the line cross court for the kill.
That's such a good shot because of how deep it lands in the court. If you take a look here, you can see this ball paints that line in between right back and middle back. Can be very tough to defend, especially even if you're a defensive player that starts creeping in a little bit.
There's just no way for the block to affect that. 6'6", and she can get up. There's just nothing you can do.
She's so athletic and contacts that ball at such a high point. If she's connecting well with the setter, she can go straight over top the block.
Slides down to make the dig there as well in the back row. Roll shot from Reagan Haith is down for her first kill tonight.
That's a huge play. Even though it isn't that big swing, the fact that Haith got back up and in transition to work really hard to be an option behind the setter, it's not something that looks super fancy on the highlight reel, but a point is a point.
Joust is poked over by Haith. She's got back-to-back.
You take a look here, such good discipline by Haith to get up and be the second one to contact that ball. That's what allowed her to push that over through Stuckey.
Wow, 545 hitting percentage for Missouri in this first set. Florida being held under 100. And that won't help the cause. Oh, yes, it will. They say tip up front, point Florida. On successful challenges from Dawn Sullivan has Missouri up 9 late in set 1. Stuckey with a back row set there for Martin in the kill.
Again, such a strong presence, even out of the back row. If you take a look where she takes off and where she lands on this play, it's almost as though she still is getting as close to the net as if she were in the front row, just due to that athleticism.
2 of her 4 kills have come from the back row. This serve has Missouri scrambling out of system. Isabel Martin with the hammer.
There, Florida taking care of that free ball, as you would like to see when you're in that situation, kept that ball in system to open up the court.
Crownover, back set to Eilif. Cross court, cannot find the line. Or it can. Point Missouri. At 1. Martin into the block and turned away. Missouri 2 points away from a set 1 victory at home in a top 25 matchup. Stuckey back set, cross court, on the line from August.
Again, those swings that just paint the line are so tough as a defender. If you're not disciplined back on that line, if you creep in just even a little bit, you might let that ball go thinking that it's out. That's why that's so effective, to take those swings a little deeper in the court.
Brownover has to chase it down. Demaray gets a good look at it, uses the hands. It's set point Missouri.
This ball is very out of system, but Crownover is able to get to it out of serve receive. Just take a look where this.
It's Michael Vernon off the hands. Great play in the back row. And Isabel Martin nearly turned it into a kill. It's a free ball back over. Back set. Martin pokes it down the line, and it's Florida on the board first in set 2.
There again, just that physicality. That was a 50-50 ball. Anybody at the net really tight, but Kennedy Martin is just able to overpower.
These two teams separated by just half a game. Vernon picked up. Isabel Martin on the near pin. Sands got there with one hand, but cannot keep it alive. It's Florida who jumps out to a 2-0 lead.
Both teams' defensive efforts have been phenomenal here tonight, but they're just such a good shot by Isabel Martin to go for that deep corner shot in between left back and middle back. Can be so tough to defend if you don't have your block taking that area away.
4 kills for Isabel Martin. Her and Kennedy Martin have combined for 9 total. Off the slide, Finney into the block and turned away by Martin. The kill last point, the block this point for Isabel Martin.
Great lineup there by Isabel Martin, which is going to be huge, taking away that space for Finney's slide swing, which is usually so efficient.
Finney this time tools the block, first Missouri point of the set.
I really like that Crownover decided to go back to Finney in that situation. Had just gotten stuffed, but trusted her, had that confidence to go back again and got the point.
Kennedy Martin pummels it into the center of Missouri's defense.
That just highlights how important it is to apply service pressure. Florida had a perfect pass there. They had all options open, which didn't allow the Missouri block to be able to read and go commit on Kennedy Martin. And if you don't have all 4 hands over on her, she can just have her run of the court.
In this 7-match win streak, she's averaging 6 kills a set. She had 4 in the first, already 2 more in this second so far. Back row touch, Isla scooped up in the back by McKissick. Fitzpatrick rolls it off the block, point Florida. And the Gators have jumped out to an early 5-1 lead.
Great swing by Fitzpatrick, but I want to give a shout out to Ellie McKissick. Such phenomenal defensive plays there that kept her team in that play to allow for that kill.
A 4-year starting libero for Florida, in her 5th year total with the program, but she has started every match the last 4 years for Florida.
She brings such a steady confidence to her team, such composure that they can look to, and she provides that leadership in the back row so well.
1 dig away from 2,000 total in her career, by the way. Couple service, 8 errors in a row, traded back and forth between the 2 teams. She's already 2nd all-time in Florida history. 1,999 career digs for the 5th-year senior. Well, it's a game of service errors right now, apparently.
I'm sure both sides really wanting to apply a lot of service pressure, which can then sometimes lead to those higher error situations.
Following the errors is a service ace. This one from Michael Vernon. A current 3-1 run for Missouri after falling behind 5-1 to start. Stuckey sets, it is point Florida. Pin, tipped up front by the Florida block, point Missouri.
Now serving number 6, Kayla Rush.
Fitzpatrick pops it up off the block. Bump set from Rush. Iliff turned away. Missouri scrambling. Iliff too strong this time, trying to go over the block, and it's a point for Florida.
Now serving for the Gators, number 7, Emily Canan.
Emily Canan, the junior from Allen, Texas, serving now for Florida. Demarais shoves it over. Back row for Martin. Wide right. Missouri's back within 2.
Uncharacteristic miss there by Martin, but that's another situation where Missouri out of system a little bit, but just kept the ball alive and in play rather than having an error themselves, which you never know what's going to happen on the other side of the net when you don't have that unforced error.
Well, Dawn Sullivan told us earlier this week that that's the one area her team has improved a lot over the course of the season, is being able to play out of system. The block, and it falls down right on the line for a Missouri point.
This point starts with Jordan Iliff's serve. If you take a look here, it is coming right in that seam. Phenomenal job that McKissick was even able to get under that ball, but then allowed for Missouri's block to get completely set up. They knew right where that was going.
It was not an ace on the last one. It is on this one for Jordan Iliff, her 58th of the season.
Iliff's serve has become such a factor in matches. She's been able to become a lot more consistent with it. She puts a high side spin ball on that a lot of people aren't used to seeing, which makes it very difficult to pass.
Florida gets her off the service line, though, with Jayla August.
August going behind here does such a good job of getting up on that quick tempo play behind her setter, so she was one-on-one and able to beat that block.
Third kill for the true freshman of the night. Demarais, right back. Back set. Finney down into the middle of the Florida defense.
Mizzou working so hard in transition there, covering that block, putting in a good ball in transition to allow for Finney to have that slide attack.
It was 5-1 Florida to begin the set, but Missouri was able to withstand the storm, and now they've tied it at 9. Isabel Martin up by Iliff on an overpass. Stuckey back sets. Kennedy Martin from the back.
Just want to highlight how fast this tempo is in this back row swing. You can see here, it's a lower ball, so Martin is already starting her approach as that ball is getting in Stuckey's hands. She knows that is she is still an in-system option, even being in the back row.
Finney on this slide goes down the line in front of McKissick for her 6th kill of the match.
Finney doing a phenomenal job offensively here, but also bringing the energy and fire to her team every single play, and that's something that Dawn Sullivan talked about, such leadership that she brings to the team.
Kennedy Martin picked up in the back row. Isabel Martin. It did not hit the hands of the block, out of play, point Missouri. Tigers have taken the lead. Martin. Maya Sands could not get there on the leap. It's another kill for Martin.
Martin was such a smart shot here. You can see she just aims it right off the top of those hands, which deflects it out of the range of Sands.
Already 8 kills in the first 2 sets, and that one just squeezes past the line for a service error.
This one was real close.
That was really close, but they say out. Point Missouri. Overpass. Back set. Martin on the right side this time. It does not matter where she's at.
Again, Martin doing really good job of seeing that Missouri block in front of her and still taking a high swing off of those hands to use it as a deflection rather than trying to just go straight down into the middle of the court where there's a higher risk of getting blocked.
With a punishing swing.
Coach Sullivan talks about and praised Reagan Haith on that 31 or C swing that some people call in, just a little bit of that gap right there. She's up ready on that in-system play to take that swing and beat the block.
August with an adjustment midair, upped by Burnett. And Haith sails it way long. Came off the hand a little bit wrong. Point Florida. Gators have tied it at 13. Stuckey with a back set. Martin from the back row, and she plants it in the corner.
Love that even on that free ball play, that is Stuckey's first choice. She is going to Kennedy Martin, even though she is in the back row.
Isn't that wild? Your first choice is to go to the back row. It's incredible.
Just such a testament to her abilities.
She's played in 46 career matches now. She's been in double-figure kills
as well. She's in a one-on-one situation. There's a very high likelihood that she's going to be putting that ball away.
Was recently named a semifinalist for National Player of the Year. She's already at 10 kills, 1.5 set in. That's the 46th time in 46 matches of her career that she's had at least 10 kills. Back set, she gets a back row swing. It's picked up by Sands. Demaray shoves it off the hands for a Missouri point out of the timeout.
All around defensive hustle there from the first digging off of the block attack and then going out throughout the match. Such a good job of keeping that ball alive to allow Demaray to get that swing.
And that was just a really smart play too, right? You don't necessarily have to hit it as hard as you can all the time, but just use the hands that time.
Yes, if you have that option to just swipe it off the block, that is just as effective.
Fitzpatrick near pin, finds a seam in the block.
McKissick, so phenomenal throughout her entire career, but also tonight. She does such a good job of staying disciplined and reading hitters' arms, staying behind that block, not guessing one way or another, and that's what allows her to cover so much court and get these digs that she makes things look easy, even when it's a huge swing.
Just recorded her 2,000th career dig on that last point, and Florida follows it up with an ace on Kentucky. A Florida win, and the Gators jump over the top of Missouri and are just a half game back of first place in Kentucky. Out of the timeout, it's a service error for Canaan. Jordan Iliff already 2 aces tonight. She's top 3 in the nation with 58 on the season. Isabel Martin goes off speed. Iliff with a diving dig. Demaray scooped up by McKissick. Martin down the line, and Iliff could not play this one.
Such a fast, snappy swing down the line. It's so tough to react when that ball's coming in such a close proximity there. You can see Crownover wasn't closed all the way to the line, which opened that up for Martin.
Huge addition for Florida this year, and Isabel Martin, a 2-time All-American and 2-time Mountain West Conference Player of the Year at UNLV. Great play by Stuckey to keep it up. Martin is rejected, and it's a point for Missouri.
That was one thing that Coach Sullivan really highlighted, wanting to make Florida setters play as many balls as possible. Keep them out of system. That was what happened in that situation. Just had a tip over the block, forcing Stuckey to play the ball. Wasn't able to get as great of an out-of-system set.
Kiara Perez-Catala goes into the net on the serve. Florida's lead extends back to 3.
Now serving number 5, Alexis Stuckey.
Alexis Stuckey, former Wyoming Gatorade Player of the Year. First season back after that ACL tear last year. Kennedy Martin cross court, but wiped away by Eiliff. Back to Martin, tools the block. Her 11th kill of the night gives Florida a 4-point lead.
Take a look at this swing. She is not afraid to challenge that block against Michael Vernon. And against a hitter such as Kennedy Martin, you have to be ultra disciplined. If there's even a little bit of movement in your hands, that's when a tool like that happens.
Vernon cannot quite find the corner. Florida's rattled off a few in a row, and the Gators up 5. Missouri does have 1 timeout remaining. Crownover sets Vernon down the line. Stuckey can't play it.
There we see that power that Michael Vernon brings to the game. She can contact the ball at such a high point as well and just take a rip on this ball. Such a great pass from Perez-Catala, which puts that in that situation to have that open court.
Pretty quiet night so far for Vernon, just 3 kills. Isabel Martin squeezes it between the block, and Florida has the immediate side out.
Now serving number 17, Isabel Martin.
Vernon played by Martin. Fitzpatrick. They're asking for a touch, don't get it. Point Missouri.
Now serving Marina Crownover.
Vernon, roll shot, upped by Fitzpatrick. Vernon, the kill.
Take a look at this dig here. Such a great job of Perez-Catala staying disciplined, and then again, the discipline, staying patient in that out-of-system swing. That's a higher set.
Storm for Florida and a free ball back to Missouri. Crownover, back set, Eiliff whips it down the line for the kill.
Such a snappy swing by Eiliff down the line here. You can see, take a look at her arm, just how fast that speed is. Very difficult to react when you're that defensive player down the line when it's in such close proximity.
Team high 6 kills now for Eiliff. Missouri's on a 3-0 run. But that put to an end by Kennedy Martin on the right side.
Now serving number 23, Ellie McKissick.
Stuckey, back set to Martin, blocked away. Back set, Eiliff, not on the line. It's out and set point for Florida. And Ellie McKissick, who went over 2,000 career digs earlier tonight, back to serve. Here's Eiliff, has to go off speed. Oh, nobody's there. Stuckey got the first touch and everybody else was just watching.
just shows how important it is to keep those out-of-system balls in system. This is just a roll shot, phenomenal get by my Sands there, by the way.
To the third. Alec Roth out of the middle, the freshman turned away. Scooped up by Sands. Vernon on the near pin. Isabel Martin splits the back row.
When you're taking such a fast swing at this ball as Finney is, she's taking it with such power, but AC Fitzpatrick has that closed, and you don't have time to move out of the way when the ball has been hit with that much power.
Back to the slide, back to Finney. She goes cross court. That's the second time tonight that Crownover has gone right back to somebody who has blocked the point before, and it resulted in a kill.
I think that just shows the confidence that Crownover has in her hitters, and she knows that she can go back to them and they will produce on that next play, and I think it just shores up that connection and that they've been able to establish throughout the season.
Crownover goes to Vernon. McKissick lunging save. Vernon is blocked, but it's out of play. Point Missouri. Kennedy Martin cross court, does not find the line. Missouri scored a couple in a row, and the Tigers take an early 3-2 lead. Roth from the middle drops it down.
Roth getting up in serve receive and having that option for Stuckey really opens up the court and makes it difficult on the opposing team's block because they have to pay attention to those middles. They can't just go commit to the pins.
Vernon is rejected. Florida's fourth block of the match gives them a 4-3 lead in the third set.
You can take a look here. You see how all of the hands are pressing back into the court really, really nicely, taking away that space, not drifting off the net, allowing for that space to get tooled, but doing a really good job of taking that area away.
Serve is long from McKissick. Point Missouri. Texas transfer Marina Crownover, the setter for Missouri, back behind the service line. Nearly had an ace. It still has Florida out of system. Fitzpatrick on the pin, turned away.
Hayes and Eilif lining up so nicely on these swings by Fitzpatrick. They do a really good job of getting up early and pressing back into the court to take that space away both times in that play.
That's really the only thing that's missing from Missouri right now is a consistent block.
Absolutely, being able to get up and over every time, like you said, that consistency piece, because that's what allows your defenders to have confidence that you're going to be taking away the space that you say you are.
Jayla August has the answer for Florida. It's a great Missouri offense. Lead the nation in kills per set at just under 15, but the offense has at times struggled. It's gotten better over the last couple weeks. Vernon is upped by Martin. Back to Vernon. Martin cannot play it. Kill for Vernon, point Mizzou.
Again, we were just talking about Crownover's choices with her hitters, and that's something that Coach Sullivan really praised her, that she's grown into her role, knowing where and what her hitters need in different situations, and she has taken over running this offense so nicely, knowing and adapting to her hitters to put them in situations to succeed.
Michael Vernon goes into the net on the ensuing serve after her kill. Tied at 6 apiece. Tied at a set apiece, essentially a best of 3 here in Columbia between number 21 Florida and 25th ranked Missouri. Janet Demaray dug up. Great play on a leap by Martin. It's a point for Missouri on the double contact.
Now serving number 6, Caitlin.
Stuckey back set to August, poked back. Isabel Martin into the Mizzou block. Perfectly placed ball from the setter and Alexis Stuckey.
Stuckey showcasing her court awareness there, just seeing that open spot in the Missouri corner, throws it there nicely.
It's been a long road back for Stuckey, who was a third-team All-American as a true freshman 2 years ago, tore her ACL and MCL against Wisconsin last season, came back in September to this Florida Gators program. Isabel Martin is turned away by Iliff and Finney.
Iliff just really doing a great job with her eye work in this set, lining up on that outside hitter's arms and taking away that space.
Stuckey goes middle, and it's too strong from Amaya Thomas.
Missouri have to kind of be breathing a sigh of relief there. They had an easy play over, but just a miscommunication between those front row attackers to swing on that overpass, sent that free ball, but ultimately Florida not able to put it away.
Martin tools the block from the back row. 13th kill for Kennedy Martin.
Stuckey has such a good connection on this back row attack with Martin, putting her in a position where she can see that block to take that swing to tool it.
Demaray just tried to push it over, but it was blocked right back to her. Florida scores, and it's tied at 9.
I like the idea of Demaray trying to switch it up here. You can see she's just trying to back set it over her shoulder to...
Stuckey back set. Kennedy Martin is scooped up by Burnett. One arm dig from Stuckey. She's doing it all. And the point is won by Florida. Wow.
Phenomenal defense on both sides of the ball throughout that rally. A really, really fun one to watch. If you take a look here, great job of Stuckey just getting a hand on that ball, but ultimately that set a little bit too tight for Demaray to do anything with, just was forced into the block.
Good serve has Missouri out of system. Big windup from Iliff, too strong. Four unanswered by Florida. The Gators have surged in front by 2, about halfway through set 3. Iliff back row. Stuckey digs it up. Martin snaps it off the hands. Crown over with a long chase for it. Stuckey to the middle with Thomas, and she drops it down.
Florida's middles do such a good job of getting up in transition and just being able to tip and roll that ball back over into awkward situations for the other team's defense. They do a really good job. The fast tempo that they bring makes that so difficult to defend. Even though it isn't a hard swing, it's just catching you off guard can be really difficult to pick up.
Finney from the middle, and that ends a 5-0 run for Florida. The play of Colleen Finney has really taken off the last couple weeks, a large reason why this Missouri team has won 9 in a row.
Finney brings so much to this Missouri offense. She really opens it up when she is able to attack both in front of the setter and behind on those slide swings. She brings a lot of depth to the offense.
Vernon down the line for the Missouri point.
just as we were saying, that situation, Finney's working hard in transition, so she's jumping. The blocker has to stay with her a little bit here, you can see, so that opens up the space for Michael Vernon to take that big swing through that hole in the block.
It's a great point. You could see there Thomas just a little bit late sliding over because she had to play Finney. Isabel Martin tools the block for Florida.
Isabel Martin has brought such consistency to this offense. We've talked a lot about Kennedy Martin, but it's players like Isabel Martin that add in that extra layer. You can't just only be thinking about Kennedy Martin when you have other players that are able to score at such an efficient level.
Vernon spins it off the Florida block.
Now serving number 3, Maya Sands.
Picked up in the back row. Vernon whips it through for the kill.
Vernon with that swing, but I want to shout out Perez Catala on that dig. She was in position so nicely, even though that was a huge swing. She gets that ball perfectly high in the middle of the court, so Crownover has those options to get that ball to Vernon.
Crownover lunges after it. Vernon is turned into the hot hand for Missouri in this set.
As you said, Vernon has just continued to come alive and be so explosive for this Missouri offense, which is going to be huge to open up the court for the other hitters.
10 kills now in the night. More than half of them have come in this third set. It's a point for Florida off the tip by Mizzou. Dawn Sullivan was quick to jump up. I think Dawn Sullivan said when she entered this time, I had her on speed dial. We wanted to make sure we got her here to Columbia. It's Florida out of the timeout, though, with Amaya Thomas, who has the answer to pull the Gators within one.
Now serving number 23,
Ellie
Ellie McKissick.
McKissick, the fifth-year libero for Florida, serving. Top 5 in the SEC and aces on the year. Vernon continues the hot stretch.
Once again, Vernon with this fast swing, but a big testament to that is that Crownover is putting these sets in so accurately that they are able to keep the tempo so high that she can beat the block.
She's got a team-high 11 kills on the night. Missouri's lead is back to 2. August gets a little bit of help from the tape. Point Florida.
Again, just a situation where Stuckey is able to find her middles very quickly to run a fast tempo ball. Even though that's not a hard swing, it just mixes things up off that tape there, gets the kill.
And Stuckey's been so good tonight at just distributing and keeping the offense balanced. She back sets to the middle again, upped by Sands. Iliff on the right side. Free ball from Fitzpatrick. Missouri in system now. Out of the middle, it's Reagan Hayes.
The production out of the middle for Missouri is going to be a difference maker tonight. If they're able to get Reagan Hayes in transition and find her, that opens up the space for the rest of the court and really adds another level that Florida is going to have to pay attention to.
Reagan Hayes, a transfer from Illinois State, where she spent a couple years. They played here in Columbia in a non-conference tournament early last year, and Dawn Sullivan said she tore us apart. So when I saw she went into the portal, I said, hey, why don't you come here and do that for us instead of against us? AC Fitzpatrick squeezes it between the back row, and Florida's within 1 again.
You talked about Stuckey's distribution tonight. There she did a great job of being aware that the middle blocker was sticking with her in the middle, put that ball out to the outside pin for a one-on-one situation.
Demaray rejected. Point Florida, and we are tied at 17.
We talked about the importance of the block here. You can see the middle closing so nicely to take that huge gap away that Demaray was expecting to swing into.
It's the 6th already tonight for Florida. Back set, Iliff. Kept alive. Florida thought they had the point. Now they do. Isabel Martin, it's a 3-0 run for Florida, and the
abilities that she's able to reach those elite numbers multiple times in the season.
Out of the timeout, it's an ace to follow up as well. Florida's lead is up to 2. Emily Canaan back-to-back aces. Largest lead of this set for Florida.
That ball just dropped out of the air. Canaan doing such a good job of hitting this ball cleanly so that it floats. As you can see, there won't be any spin on this serve, which makes it so difficult to track.
She's got 3 aces now on the night, 2 of them coming in the last 2 points. Demaray buries it in the corner. Good response from Missouri on a point they needed.
I love that response by Demaray. Not a great pass, but she says, okay, I will get up there and I will take care of this with my swing. She didn't let that out-of-system pass get into the way of her being able to take that kill shot.
Stuckey back set. August on the slide, splits the back row. True freshman from Spring, Texas, Jayla August, who's coming off her season-high 11 kills last time out against Bama. She's got 5 more tonight. She's got Florida within 4 points of taking a 2-1 lead going into set 4. Florida in system. Isabel Martin picked up by Sands. Demaray is turned away.
Thomas getting up, getting in front of that ball and taking away so much space nicely there. If you take a look, she's so patient on this high ball and just drops that left hand at the last second to be able to take away.
Defensive specialist back behind the service line. Vernon from the back row is scooped up by Hoyle. Isabel Martin is rejected. Iliff and Finney combined to pull Missouri within 3. And exactly who you want behind the service line if you're Missouri. 58 aces on the season for Jordan Iliff, 3rd most in all of college volleyball. But they get her off the line quickly. Stuckey with the dump attempt.
Canaan with the perfect pass there. Having Stuckey in the front row, that ball was high, close to the net, so she could take that kill shot.
Demaray cross court for the kill.
You can just see the confidence of Janet Demaray when she's going up, taking those big swings, not afraid to challenge the block.
She checks out after the kill. Missouri down 3. Late in set 3. Isabel Martin down the line. Set point for Florida. After losing set 1, Florida's got a chance to take back-to-back. Vernon shoves in the corner. McKissick the chase down. Crown over to Vernon. Rolls it off the block, and Missouri is still alive in set 3. Wow, what a play by McKissick. But she can't get back in time as Haith buries it.
Fantastic job of Crownover getting that ball to Haith quickly, but take a look at this save by Ellie McKissick. Incredible job keeping that ball alive, even though not able to get that point. That effort and hustle bleeds every unique play, understanding what is going to be the best spot for them to be in.
Florida scrambling, Martin the free ball. It's Michael Vernon with the off-speed for the kill. But Missouri has scored 3 consecutive leading up to this point. Stuckey wants Martin. Dudley to Vernon. Fitzpatrick is rejected. We are playing extra points in set 3. Thomas, 25-24, Florida back to set point.
These teams passing so nicely now that their setters are able to set their middles in this side-out situation to get those kills.
August drills it down on the line. Once again, set point, Florida. McKissick had to save it. Bump set from Sands. Vernon on the far pin. Isabel Martin squeezes it between the block for her 11th kill. The duo of her and Kennedy Martin have combined for 25 of the 43 Florida kills this evening. The ensuing serve from Stuckey goes long. Hey, that's a law firm, isn't it? Martin and Martin. Is that what we're going with?
It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, it does. That is Kennedy Martin. The first 2 Florida points in this set scored by Kennedy Martin and Isabel Martin.
Just take a look at how fast this ball is hit down the line. There's no time to react in that situation when you have someone who can swing that hard, that fast.
Both of Missouri's points in this set have come on service errors. This one from Isabel Martin. All right, what's the mindset got to be for Missouri right now? You come out, dominate set 1, but since then it's been a lot of Florida.
I think the biggest thing is just remain in system as much as possible and apply service pressure. Get Florida out of system so they have to be in different situations such as that one that are not ideal. So I think applying that service pressure and shoring up your serve receive so that you can remain applying pressure in transition.
Dawn Sullivan's team takes their first lead of set 3. Kennedy Martin off the deflection. Jordan Eiliff rips it into the back.
We haven't seen as much of Eiliff tonight, but she brings such a big presence to this team when she really gets going. Having that swing on the right side is phenomenal.
Nearly 4 kills a set for her this season. Goes long from Marina Crownover on the serve. Back to Florida, down a point. Ellie McKissick, the libero. Went over 2,000 career digs tonight, back in set 2. Second all-time in Florida history. Back set to Iliff, cross court, upped by Stuckey, but they couldn't do anything with it. Point Missouri.
Coach Sullivan talked about how Jordan Iliff really comes alive when she's taking those confident big swings, such as we saw right there. Such a difficult shot to defend in that sharp cross.
So she can get in her head a little bit at times when she's frustrated is when her play takes a dip, but when she is confident and moves on from one play to the next, she said she is at times unstoppable. Fitzpatrick rejected.
And there we see Iliff lining up so nicely on Fitzpatrick's hitting shoulder. You see both of her palms pressed back into the court to get that block.
No block in that one. Kennedy Martin with a missile into the center of Missouri's defense.
There's truly not much you can do in a situation like that where you have that fast tempo swing. You can't get forehands in front of Martin. Any type of court that's opened up, she can take a shot like that. It's hardly doable.
A former libero yourself, what are you doing? What are you trying to do on swings like that?
You're hoping that you can get in the hole in the block just right, to be just in the right place at the right time. So if you are just able to be stopped on defense and essentially hope that that ball hits you.
What a weird thing to hope. I would not want to take that with the heat of the swing that comes off the hand of Kennedy Martin. Fitzpatrick tools the block. Fitzpatrick, after the kill, is a little slow, limping off the court. And she's going to be looked at. Back set to Iliff on the near pin. Great dig from McKissick. Finney from the middle demolishes it.
What a play in transition, and Colleen Finney is getting her team excited. She worked so hard. You can see her getting up fast. It's so difficult to come down off of a block as a middle blocker, get off the net transition, and make that swing that she just did, but she made it look easy.
The passion and the energy she shows is second to none. Demaray right into the Florida block. It was Stuckey up front. This is a look at a couple points ago on the Fitzpatrick injury. She landed a little bit wrong on the ankle is all that looked like. She's been out since then. Free ball back to Missouri. Demaray rips it cross court.
Huge swing by Demaray, but that is an essential situation where you have an uncharacteristic misconnection between Stuckey and Martin in the back row. They had to send that free ball over, and Missouri capitalized on that. That's what you need to do. If a team sends a free ball, you have to make them pay for that.
Florida doesn't make many mistakes. When they do, like you said, you got to take advantage of it. Stuckey sets middle for Thomas, sails it long, and Missouri's lead has ballooned to 4. Kiara Elise Perez-Catala serving. Stuckey, poked back by Finney. Brown over Dubs. McKissick's there to slide and make the dig. Martin wide left. In the fourth, their Tigers have responded well after back-to-back set losses to take a 5-point lead. Kennedy Kennedy Martin with a bullet from the back row. When you need a stopper, that's a good place to start.
You know she is going to be the go-to hitter. And again, a situation, she was in the back row there, does not matter. Still able to take a massive swing.
Give her 17 kills on the night. Crownover played that with her back to the net. And Vernon turns it into a point. Sometimes it's just better to be lucky than good.
What a good job of Missouri staying with this play. Take a look, it hits the tape. Crownover is somehow able to see that ball over her shoulder. Iliff puts in a hittable ball for Vernon to take that swing. Great job sticking through the play.
Kennedy Martin down the line. She's got 2 straight kills for Florida. The game of volleyball can just be so funny. You can have the most in-system great look, not get a point, and then you can have a point like that last one for Missouri and you score.
Exactly. Every point is unique and you just never know, so that's why you have to stick with it. Never give up on a play.
Serve is wide left from Isabel Martin. Missouri's lead is back to 5 about halfway through the 4th set as the Tigers are trying to force a 5th set. Parks sets. Vernon down the line, and it's too strong. Point Florida. Back set to Iliff. Back-to-back attack errors for Missouri.
This is going to be the challenge for this Missouri team. Are they able to maintain this high level of play and limit these unforced errors that we've seen back-to-back? That is going to be the difference maker. You can't give a team like Florida those free points.
Jumped out to a 5-point lead a couple different times in this set, but Florida's trimmed that down to 3. Parks with a back set. Kennedy Martin down the line, and it tags the line.
Martin with that big swing, but want to highlight that touch off the block to begin that play. It allowed to slow it down so that Isabel Martin could get that dig to allow Kennedy Martin to get the swing. It doesn't always have to be a stuff block. If you're able to just slow down the hitter to be able to make it a diggable ball, that makes all the difference.
Hayes, nice adjustment midair. Iliff snaps it into the back row. To serve for Mizzou. Up tempo in the middle, and it's August who tools the block.
August exposing a little bit of that undisciplined on the other side of the net for the Missouri block. Their hands were a little bit off the net, which allowed that ball to trickle down through.
Florida's back within 2. Ninth Florida service error of the night. Back set, August off the slide, wide right of the line. Point Mizzou. Service error for Missouri this time. Crownover looks to Demaray, and she's denied. Florida's 9th block.
Take a look at this Florida block, how they're able to close on Demaray's shoulder. She thought she was going to take that cross-court shot, but just slid that left hand over to take that away.
Isla drills it too far. A 3-0 Florida run, and the Gators have pulled within a point.
Florida doing such a good job of getting big blocks set up in front of Missouri. It's causing them to have to do different things with their shots, which is forcing those errors.
Isla rolls this one off the block. Uses the hands to her advantage for the kill.
See those hands coming so they can use it to their advantage.
Martin back row. It's tipped up front by the block. Point Florida. On Kennedy Martin's 20th kill for the 5th time in the last 6 matches and 7 times total this season.
Absolutely amazing to be able to play at that level so frequently for her team.
Overpass. Demaray's there to play it. Now she gets the swing, and it is turned right back. Florida's block has been dominant in the last few points.
That block is lining up on the hitting shoulders so well. You cannot be trying to take a shot straight down into the middle of the court when those hands are up there. You have to work around it in different ways, whether tooling the block or going for a different angle.
Sands reaches after it. Demaray this time tools the block. What you were saying, go off the hands at a different angle and it works to perfection. Exactly.
Demaray trying to take a couple of those really sharp shots, but they're just changing it up, going off the outside hand. It's not as powerful of a swing, but just swiping it off of that hand, getting that kill.
Missouri took set 1. Florida has taken each of the next 2. The Gators have a chance to win it in 4. Missouri trying to send it to 5. Great play in the back by Perez Catala. Sliding dig for McKissick. Martin back row, and she zips it between the back row defenders.
Again, Martin just working so hard in transition here. Take a look at the speed of this back row attack. There's still, the blockers were ready, they were up, but she's attacking before the block is fully formed. So even though those hands are there, the bodies are in front of her, they're not pressing over the net before she's taking that swing.
Serve long, Missouri back in front. Sometimes it just flat out is that there's no answer for Kennedy Martin.
Absolutely. When you have an offense that can run at such a fast speed, there's just really no answer unless you know where that ball is going to be going.
Ball's going to Martin here again. She goes down the line. I lift the dig, but the overpass. It's point Florida.
Looks like we might have had a center line violation that was called in the middle of that play. If we take a look here after this dig, oh, we're quite able to see it.
Vernon right back the other way. Missouri's the first to 20 on her 15th kill. Back by the block of Vernon and Haight.
Such good hang time on that play, seeing that it's going to a tip, staying up there to deny that ball.
Mary Wise takes her second and final timeout of the set with her team down 2. SEC Network football kicks off tomorrow at 12:45 Eastern, 11:45 a.m. Central, with Auburn hosting Louisiana Monroe. Then at 4:15, it's number 23 Missouri squaring off against South Carolina, and we cap the night with 15th-ranked Texas A&M hosting New Mexico State at 7:45. Catch all the action right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Well, both of these teams are phenomenal serving teams. They put pressure on teams with their serve, and so both head coaches know the importance of the serve receive all season, obviously, but especially tonight.
Absolutely. Serve receive is critical. When you are able to put in a tough serve that takes the team out of system, but here in system, we have all of the hitting options so that you're able to open up that court for your hitters. And then here we see a situation where the ball is out of system. Libero's having to put in a high ball to one of her hitters, not in a great spot. It makes it much easier on the defense on the other side to be able to pick that ball up and then ultimately score the point in the end. So when you have teams such as Missouri and Florida that have so many offensive weapons, if you are able to apply service pressure to take that team out of system, it limits the weapons that they're able to use. It makes defense so much easier.
Well, that's the big thing, right? It's not just about aces all the time with serving. If you can place a good productive serve, get teams out of system because of poor serve receive, that's just as good.
Absolutely, because you're able to take care of that ball in transition, put your setter in an in-system situation to then come back with a pressure.
Round over to Iliff, and she rips it to the back row. Three unanswered for Missouri after this was tied at 19 moments ago. Tight to the net for Parks. Bump set Sands. Upped by McKissick. Martin spins it off the block. Florida needed that point, and they got it from their star.
We've been talking about Stuckey all night long, but also want to highlight Parks has been able to step in and embrace this role as well and run such a good offense for her team. Don't want that to get overshadowed. It's so difficult to have that many high-level setters. Parks comes in and also makes a massive impact on the game for Florida.
This year, as Florida's dealing with getting Alexis Stuckey back fully after the ACL and MCL tear. What an effort from Marina Crownover. Martin rips it down the line.
And that's exactly what we're
by Florida before the
Crownover does such a good job at getting to this ball and putting in a high ball for Vernon to take that swing. That is incredible.
Aya Sam scoops it up. Demaray into the block. Iliff right side goes cross court, played by a sliding Parks. Crownover back set. Iliff snaps it down the line to McKissick. What a dig! Free ball again. Third time's the charm for Iliff. Plants it in the corner.
What a rally. The defense on both sides of the court, phenomenal, but Jordan Iliff with the huge swing.
Kennedy Martin tags the line, and this set is still alive. Parks goes back set to Kennedy. Martin upped by Sands somehow. Isabel Martin to Sands again. On the overpass, it's Kennedy Martin with her 26th kill to get the scoring started in the fifth.
The defense on both sides of the net tonight has been so fun to watch. Players making huge plays, whether it's Maya Sands.
To follow up by Taylor Parks, and Florida's up 2-0 early. After the service ace, a service error from Parks, and Missouri's on the board.
Now serving number 3, Maya Sands.
They go to the the middle. It's up tempo with Amaya Thomas.
Missouri is going to have to find an answer for these different shots that Florida's middles are able to put in when they're in those fast tempo side out situations. They've done such a good job of changing things up, keeping them on their toes.
Eight from the middle, sliding stop by Parks. Martin goes off speed. She is so lethal because of how hard she can hit the ball, Riley, that when she does that, you just don't see it coming.
Exactly. That was the point I was about to bring up. Everybody is back on their heels, waiting for that big swing. You see that huge area in the middle of the court. You just tip it there. Everyone's on their heels waiting for the swing.
And then she can do that too.
That's what makes it so difficult to defend when you have a player that
26 on the evening. It's been all Gators in set 5, up 5-1. Eilif, point Florida. She was over the 10-foot line on the swing, being a back row player.
That can be so tough when you're trying to set that ball tight enough for your hitter in the back row to be able to take as close of a swing to that net as possible, but they cannot step on that 10-foot line when they're in the back row. And
back row this time, McKissick with the dig. Kennedy Martin upped by Perez Catala. Vernon sails it long, then Florida can get back in this 5th set.
I think just taking care of this first ball inside out plays, putting in a good ball to Crownover to allow her to have these options just like that pass from Maya Sands.
They do get a good look to Vernon, but she's turned away. Right back to her, and she cannot walk the rope. Point Florida. All Gators.
Florida really doing a good job of applying that pressure, sticking in plays in transition. Even when Missouri does get a good pass, they're setting up a solid block, making these hitters have to try to figure out ways to score points, and it hasn't been very successful so far in this 5th set.
Isabel Martin to serve for Florida. 8-1 is the lead here in the 5th set. Crownover goes to Haith in the middle. Kennedy Martin right side. Cross court, and she splits the back row. 29 kills for Kennedy Martin.
Kennedy Martin cannot be stopped. Just take a look here. She's able to, even out of system, go to that deep corner shot, splitting those defenders. Such a smart swing.
6 unanswered for Florida. Vernon, it was tipped by the block. Point Missouri, one that they really needed.
Take a look here at Vernon, just able to get that to go off of that blocker's hand so quickly. Smart shot.
Martin picked up by Crownover. Sands cannot play it out of the net.
Crownover in such a good position there to get behind that ball to dig it up, but then that's so tough when you have the libero typically takes that second ball, but if it is tight, there's nothing she can do about it.
It's the 3rd time this season Kennedy Martin has had at least 30 kills. Back set, this is Eilif, splits the block.
Missouri's going to need Eilif to continue coming alive like that. You can see that's a one-on-one block because they're not expecting that ball to go back to Eilif there. She's able to take advantage and get the kill.
Martin, right there is Vernon. Back set to Eilif. She's rejected.
Gus doing such a good job of staying disciplined, not guessing on that ball where Crownover's taking that behind the back set cross court. Auguste sees that, goes over and closes on Iliff so nicely.
Ripped along on the serve by Kennedy Martin. You're at a point, though, if you're Missouri, Riley, you can't afford to just be trading points.
Absolutely not. You need to be able to have that foot on the gas pedal, be applying this pressure here and limiting your errors.
Lauren Harden is turned away.
That blocking presence is what Missouri is going to need to be able to slow down this offense and try to chip away to get back into this.
11 blocks now on the night for the Tigers. Back row, Martin snaps it into the back corner. Matches a career high with 31 kills.
There is just no answer for Kennedy Martin's swings here tonight. Take a look again, out of the back row, is just able to cut around that middle blocker and overpower the left back defender.
Crown over, out of system, still Iliff gets a decent look. Isabel Martin shoves it down the line. Serve goes into the net for Canaan. That's a good starting point if you're Missouri. This is who you want, too, behind the service line. Jordan Iliff has 2 aces tonight, 58 of them now on the season, 3rd most in the country. Back set, Auguste off the slide, and it's match point for Florida.
Auguste has been so good on this slide swing. Just check